Hello, friends. This is Michael, the insurance pastor, and I want to use the pastor side of things today, speaking to people who profess to be Christians. There's a passage of Scripture, one of my favorite ones, that says, "For the grace of God has appeared for the salvation of all men, training us to renounce irreligion," or some translations would say ungodliness, "and worldly passions, and to live sober, upright, and godly lives in this world, awaiting the blessed hope and glorious appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all iniquity and to purify for himself a people of his own who are zealous for good deeds." Now, in some translations, King James Version especially, where it says a people of his own, it says a peculiar people. And we need to understand what that means. Some people think, I hate to say this, there's just a lot of people of faith. And I'm talking about the devout ones. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I'm sorry to say, they mean well. Sometimes the people that have given me the most trouble in ministry, again, it's not good for people to be lukewarm and lackadaisical. That's not good. But people who are super passionate, because sometimes they get so passionate they don't read the context of something. They don't bother to look any deeper. You sort of sometimes can't tell them anything. They know what they know, and they've studied things, but they're not open to continuing to grow. And so they'll get stuck on a passage like this and say, "Oh, I'm to be peculiar," which that means I'll be a little odd or strange. Well, sometimes when we follow Christ, we look that way. When we're kind and nice to people, and of course we speak the truth and we speak it kindly, but yes, there's going to be moments that it's tense when we have to speak the truth, no matter how kind it is. And that will make some people think we are strange or different or odd. I get it. Totally get it. But you don't have to go out of your way to be odd or strange. I'm going to repost it on my Facebook page. I've already reposted it on my TikTok page. A fellow who grew up in a deeply evangelical situation that was actually a cult. I mean, I think it had a lot of cult-like tendencies, and was telling how he had been kidnapped as a young child. He wasn't really kidnapped as far as that goes, but the church he was a member of believed the end times were upon us and everybody was going to be severely persecuted for their faith. So his parents allowed these two men to show up. So they were asking for whatever his name was. They blindfold him. He said he doesn't remember his hands were tied behind his back. But he knew he couldn't get his blindfold off. They were turning this way and that way, and they, in the car, and they finally get him out, take him downstairs, put him in a concrete room with a chair and one light bulb, and interrogate him. And the whole idea was that, of course, his parents went along with that. I'm thinking, there's no way I'd go along with that. Well, these people meant well. They weren't trying to be evil. They were trying to train him for the day he'd have to stand up for his faith. And I'm just thinking, as a 9-year-old boy, that's pretty heavy. Okay, I wouldn't allow that to happen to any of my kids. So don't be weird. Okay, that's all I need to say. Again, if people think you're strange because you're positive, you're kind, you're encouraging, I'm that kind of person. Even my own family sometimes says, "Hey, why do you always go up to these people and talk to them? You don't even know them." Just trying to encourage people. Some love it, some don't. But that's okay. I'm going to keep doing it. And if that makes me peculiar, okay. So there's a good kind of peculiar, but there's a bad kind of peculiar, okay? Don't go out of your way to be weird. Just love people, speak the truth, and sometimes that will hit people the wrong way. But when you speak it in love. Okay, don't let anger overwhelm you. Do the right thing and get busy doing the right things, and you won't have to always rail against the wrong things. You'll spend so much time making the world a better place, sharing the gospel, healing people's hurts, seeing people who are devastated and damaged by sin. You'll see them redeemed. There is a need to speak just straight up truth to some people. I get it. Do it. But just don't be weird, okay? So, hey, that's my word today. Be a people of God's very own, reflecting who He is. And if that makes you stand out, well, that's good. But don't think you've got to go add a bunch of extra strangeness or weirdness or contentiousness to make a difference in the world. You'll make a negative difference if you do that. Let's make a positive difference. God bless all of you. I love you.